We go. Well, hey everyone, we are talking study abroad. So my name is Dr. Siegel. I'm actually the new provost at Walsh College, but I'm here today talking with Dr. John Moore, who's the chair of our finance and economics department, because he has an incredible opportunity that we want to share with you because there's so much value in the business and the marketplace and in career advancement that we just couldn't wait to talk to you about it. So it's a study abroad opportunity that didn't happen this year because of 2020, right? It's 2020, but it's going to happen next year, 2021. And it's a study abroad, an intensive 1 week in the UK, okay, in London, where you're going to work with companies, get real experience. So I'm going to let Dr. Moore talk about it. But before I do, I want to just share something that couldn't be more timely if you think about it. There was a great article from Forbes magazine that talked about studying abroad makes you become a better leader. So how many times are we thinking at companies like that have this global reach, right? I mean, 3 out of 4 of the Fortune 500 companies, S&P 500, those have an international revenue arm. So the value of study abroad is not only great experience that you'll get, but it will pay forward in your career. So thank you. Welcome, Dr. Moore. Please, let's start and tell us about this opportunity because it's incredible.
Thanks, Susie. This is a terrific opportunity. Unfortunately, 2020 canceled us out, but the real purpose behind the educational experience here is the fact that we live in a globalized world. It's very difficult nowadays to have a long business career without touching some sort of international business. And in fact, the curriculum is very much practical oriented and immersion focused, and it is a result of the fact that we've had so many partnerships here with local firms who do international business. And so a lot of the activities that we're going to do for our week in London, England, will be in conjunction with these local partnerships who are engaged in international business.
Oh, that is so good. So the students will actually be able to be in a cohort, be in a group together, which is always nice, especially when you're traveling abroad. And then they'll actually get this intensive week where they're just going to be learning and immersing themselves and really getting that experience and the connection.
That's correct. And this class is open to graduate level students at Walsh College, as well as fast track undergrad students. And it's limited to only 20 because we want to have a highly personalized experience. So first come, first serve. But this is an opportunity to really spend an intensive week. The layout of the experience will be to meet a couple weeks virtually in advance of the trip in order to be able to hit the ground running and do advanced preparation. But we will fly over there on a Friday evening, land on Saturday afternoon. We'll acclimate to time change and do a little bit of culture over the weekend. But from Monday through Friday, we will be doing a very intense experience with corporate leaders, corporate managers behind the doors and the walls. So this will be an opportunity for our students to touch the folks that do this type of experience on a daily basis. So it's a unique opportunity. I think it differs from what you might see in other educational institutions that have a long semester abroad where you do a lot of culture and you basically do the same thing that you do back home. This is very much customized towards a very unique experience that really allows our students to rub shoulders, which you can't do in COVID-19, but you will be able to do it in 2021. But you'll be able to rub shoulders with business leaders and really get the war stories and the practical advice that I think is just a valuable part of Walsh's philosophy.
Yeah, no, you're so right on that, Dr. Moore, because one thing I was, thinking about is when I talk to business leaders and employers and entrepreneurs, and they're telling me how they screen resumes, they will look for study abroad experience, either at the undergrad or graduate level, or they'll look for international experience. So if you're listening to this and thinking, well, I have some experience, I might have done, a year somewhere else, or I might have studied abroad before in a different area, this is still excellent because it's going to really deepen your experience. It's also so timely because we've just come through or are finishing up, hopefully soon, this pandemic. And you're going to get to see with companies abroad, like how they navigated this, right? What's going on with companies and businesses. So you couldn't get a more live on the pulse training of business and crisis management and challenge and marketplace and leadership. So I would argue this is so timely. And what I liked when you were telling me about the program, you said, we're going to be doing this during the day. There'll be a lot of business intense work during the day, But then in the evenings, we're going to have dinner at cultural places and we're going to go certain restaurants and we're going to socialize. So they will get that combination, but you don't have to take like 4 months off, right? You can do it in a week. You can take a vacation from your job and literally get experience and get this incredible, incredible trip as well. So that's what's so neat about it.
Well, I think, in particular, being a post-COVID event, again, we're going to get to debrief with these leaders about how their business experiences were impacted by COVID-19. But back to your point, Susie, I think the really wonderful thing is, so many of our students are full-time employed. And this is an opportunity to squeeze in a very valuable and enriching experience within the confines of a professional. The fact that we cut it into a week experience. Now, the one thing I'll warn students is, I hope you can be economical in your sleep, because there's so much to experience there, both culturally and professionally, that we're going to try to pack in as much as we can, because it really is a unique opportunity for a working professional student, which is typical at Walsh College.
Yeah, no, that is. And it's so much on the mission too. I mean, this is such a great, valuable experience, because not only is it going to help in the career world, but you will now have connections, you'll have insights to bring into your job, you'll have opportunities for advancement, and we'll be competing with people who might have had, global experience for decades. It's just such a valuable experience. And, many times I talk to students and they'll say, well, I don't know if I have the time, and I don't know about and I'm thinking, we never have time in our lives to do incredible things. We just have to make that commitment and say, I see this value. I see this is worth it. I mean, Forbes, they literally are telling you why it makes you a better leader, why it's so important, why resumes are being screened for it. So I think you have to do this. Like, the time is now. This couldn't be a better time too in a post-COVID world, because you can come back with so much insight, so much information, so much innovation to bring into your company, and potential partnerships as well. Like, some companies have said, gosh, if you have an opportunity to study abroad, we'll actually help resource that, or we'll actually support you because it's so valuable for you to come back and debrief us. So, Dr. Moore, I think this is just so great. Thank you. I think if you're listening to this and you even have an inkling and you're like, I can't wait to travel again, and you will hopefully soon, but definitely by August of 2021, this is a great place to go. I mean, the UK, it's not like you have to have a real cultural change or shift, but you will see so many amazing things, and you'll just get that immersion. And what I like is you're with other students. So you're with other colleagues, you're with other classmates, you're with other business professionals, and the networking that can happen there, I mean, it will pay for itself tenfold, right? I mean, do you have any stories that you can share right before we wrap up of, experiences people had where they were just like, this is the best investment ever?
Well, I think, anytime you get a chance to touch folks on foreign soil and get those different perspectives, I think the one thing that I want to really focus on is, in typical Walsh fashion, we have structured this week around a lot of our local corporate partners. So as a result, the folks that we know here locally are all doing business internationally. So some of the experiences that we have lined up, and this is not all inclusive, but we'll be on the floor of Lloyd's of London to talk about risk management, because we have local partners here that are involved with Lloyd's. We'll be looking at treasury function, foreign exchange risk management, as a result of our relationships with Fiat Chrysler. We're going to work with their desk in London. And one thing I want to emphasize is this experience is going to be broad business issues. So my own expertise is in finance and economics and accounting, but this experience would certainly be beneficial to any student at Walsh College, because there isn't a single discipline that we have in-house that isn't impacted by the global environment.
Yeah, no, that's so true. So true. Absolutely. And that's great about the connection with the partnerships too, because you can just see how that will help there, and it will help when they're back here. And again, I mean, that's what I love about Walsh, is they're so into the practical experiences to be able to prepare graduates for the world and to really help you enhance your career. It's such a resume builder too, which is incredible. So yeah, great. So Dr. Moore, if people are listening and they're like, okay, I want to get one of those 20 slots, I don't want to miss this, I want to just put something on the calendar for August 2021 that I can look forward to and plan around, how can they reach out to you? How can they get one of those spots?
Probably the best place to start would simply be to email me. So my email address at Walsh College is jmoore1 @walshcollege.edu. And
Yeah.
I'd be happy to respond to any inquiries and get the ball rolling to answer any questions that any student may have.
That's great. And we'll put a link to, we'll put that email in this email that will go out to you with this video. So that'll be great as well. So thank you so much for your time and for sharing this awesome experience and for making it available for students. It just shows another value add that Walsh has, and it's so awesome. So thank you so much.
Susie, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to working with Walsh students in 2021 in London, England.
All right, guys. So go ahead and contact Dr. Moore and sign up and get one of those 20 spots because you will not regret it. Sounds good.